Once upon a distant time, in the golden age of ancient Egypt, there ruled a most extraordinary king, Pharaoh Akhenaten, who married the legendary queen Nefertiti, known to the ancient world as its very own Mona Lisa. He became Egypt's 10th pharaoh of the 18th dynasty, one of 17 rulers in that grand line, and was celebrated as a noble visionary whose ideas leapt far ahead of his time. Yet Pharaoh Akhenaten's reign was so radical and unsettling that history itself turned its back on him. His name was erased, struck from official king lists, casting him into shadow and mystery. But what wondrous and strange events transpired thousands of years ago in Egypt's heart during the New Kingdom, when this controversial heretic, Akhenaten, carved his destiny. In the remote sands of Amarna, some 320 kilometers south of Cairo, beside the silent eastern banks of the Nile, stretching across a crescent of desert, windswept dunes, and chalky cliffs, there once stood the grand city of Akhenaten. Over 3 millennia ago, more than 10,000 souls settled there, all summoned by the will of its visionary founder, Pharaoh Akhenaten. He was a rebel king, a despotic ruler who cast off the old ways and birthed one of the world's earliest monotheistic faiths. He was hailed as the first self. His religious and cultural upheaval shook ancient Egypt to its core. So profound were his reforms that after his death around 1300 BCE, generations later, his deeds were condemned as apostasies. His very name, Akhenaten, was stricken from the annals of pharaohs. Yet paradoxically, it is that very erasure that has made Akhenaten one of Egypt's most magnetic and debated figures. How did such a man rise to power in the first place? Born Prince Amenhotep, he was not first in line. His older brother, Crown Prince Thutmose, was, until he was suddenly claimed by death around 1300 BCE. Young Amenhotep ascended the throne as Amenhotep IV. Under his first reign, Egypt prospered as never before, an era of great expansion across the 15th century BCE. But Amenhotep IV's impulses reached far beyond conquest. Egypt was traditionally polytheistic, worshipping scores of gods, immune of Thebes among them, so revered he stood on par with Ra. Yet almost immediately after his rise, Amenhotep IV launched sweeping religious reforms. All records of the gods, except one, were banned. Temples to Amun and others were shut, defaced, and dismantled. In their place, he built a new capital named Akhenaten, Horizon of the Aten, devoted solely to the sun disk god, Aten. Here, temples rose to greet the morning light rather than enshrine old deities. Aten was not merely a solar symbol, but a living god, a shining disk that brought the divine to the horizon each dawn. The name Aten was short and sweet, one word for a god whose image was the glorious, glowing sun disk. Ancient texts likened Aten to a deity of light, merging with the soul of the last king of Egypt. Amenhotep IV even changed his name to Akhenaten, meaning effective for Aten, making his bond to the new god absolute. The temples he erected featured colossal statues of his own face, carved into massive limestone pillars. This was the dawn of monotheism, long before Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, or Muhammad. Aten was now the sole focus of state worship. The artistic style blossomed in his era. Statues and reliefs broke free from old Egyptian conventions. While some conventions remained, arms crossed, royal regalia, the double crown, the kilt, Akhenaten's statues portrayed a body unlike any other pharaoh's, flowing, elongated faces with high cheekbones, sharply pointed chin, full lips, swollen belly. Some even portrayed his queen Nefertiti with a similarly long skull. Was this a genetic trait, a hereditary oddity?
Modern scholars debate whether Akhenaten suffered from hormonal conditions, gynecomastia from excess aromatase, or cranial deformation from fused skull sutures. Still, his art exuded otherworldliness. His slender neck, deep-set eyes, thick thighs, backwards knee joints. His figure touched on both masculine and feminine traits. Who was this soft-featured yet dominating king? Some ancient myths whispered that Akhenaten was born of gods who came from the stars. The Tepezepi, visitors from beyond. Ancient hymns praised him as a sun god come to earth. He would declare, "Aten is my father, I commune with him day and night." Such words unsettled temple priests, especially those of Amun, who wielded tremendous influence. The high priests bristled. Akhenaten not only removed Amun's worship, but stripped the clergy of power. They outwardly obeyed, but seethed with resentment. His removal of state polytheism was a direct slap in their faces. After Akhenaten's death, chaos followed. His sun/monotheism crumbled. Priests tore down his temples, restored Amun's worship, and returned the royal court to Thebes. Later pharaohs cut his name from monuments, reconstructing their past without him. But in the 19th century, archaeologists rediscovered Amarna, ancient Akhenaten, its palaces, statues, and reliefs hidden beneath the desert sands. Akhenaten's name re-emerged from oblivion. Then, in 1907, explorers in the Valley of Kings uncovered tomb KV55, a modest burial place with a damaged male mummy. Initially mistaken for a woman due to its wide hips and delicate arms, it was only after many studies that experts proposed it to be Akhenaten. In recent years, DNA testing confirmed that the KV55 mummy was indeed Akhenaten, the son of Amenhotep III and Queen Tiye. His skull, now intact, shows the same elongated features seen in his sculptures. DNA also confirmed that Tutankhamun was his son. Intriguingly, the skull bearers from Paracas in Peru shared similar shapes and DNA tests were inconclusive. Did this stoke wild ideas of alien ancestry? Some thought so. But the full enigma remains. Was he simply a brilliant king ahead of his time, or a mad king who hunted down images of his ancestors? We may debate forever, but he left behind one truth: that a soft-featured pharaoh once dared to tear down the old and build something astonishing and terrifying new.